Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Life is dualistic, and transcendence, the way to go beyond, is not that life is dualistic. Everything in life is dualistic. Good and bad, right and wrong, day and night, whatsoever you see, your walking is dualistic. You need 2 feet to walk. But why you need 2 feet? Because you want to go somewhere. You want to reach somewhere. So in order to reach somewhere, thing is here. Everything in life everything in life is dualistic. You are walking, you need 2 feet. And with the 2 feet, you walk, you cover a distance, you reach your destination. Day and night, again dualistic. Day is one dimension, night is another dimension, but the day is incomplete without one. You need to work, you need to rest. Then life is both, then positive and negative. But positive is one pole, negative is another pole. For illumination, you need the 2 poles. There is theist, atheist. General definition of the theist is one who believes in God, and atheist is one who does not believe in God. But this is not the definition. This is not the correct interpretation. Theist means one who believes in everything. Everything means he have no qualms that he does not believe this or that. Everything exists. God, life, love, marriage, sex, whatsoever it is, he believes in everything. He does not discard, he does not reject. Yes, it may be that he may not be involved in one thing or the other. Atheist is the one who does not believe in God and all that is related. He is not interested in marriage, he is not interested in sex, he is not interested in love. So he prefers the life of a monk. He becomes a monk. Jain, Buddhism, all these are atheist monks. So theist is the one who has a positive attitude. Positive means all-inclusive attitude. And the atheist is the one who has negative attitude, not inclusive of everything. It is not a question of saying no to God or saying no to life. You cannot say. The theist is the one who says yes and looks always from a yes saying mind, affirmative mind, the positive mind. To everything he is positive. And atheist does not mean he does not believe in God. No, he is very essence of everything. Everything he says negative. Once your attitude changes, Theist is the one who says yes and looks always from a yes saying mind, so that is positive mind. And if the negative mind comes to the rose, to the garden, many roses may be there, but he will count only the thorns. So what? Rose is there, but there are thorns in it. I went to pick up the rose and I got the thorn. I got stuck by the thorn. The first thing for the negative mind is thorns. That is significant. Flowers are just illusory, only thorns are real. He will count, and of course, with each flower, thousands of thorns exist. You look at the rose plant, on each branch there may be one or two roses, but the number of thorns is far exceeds than the flower that blossom on that branch. And once he has counted 1,000 thorns, he cannot believe in a single flower. He will say, this flower is just illusory. How can such a beautiful flower exist with such ugly thorns, violent thorns? It is impossible, it is unbelievable. The negative mind will think how sex can lead to transcendence, how it can be so fulfilling. It has so many problems with it. And it is like this: you do not know cooking. I am preparing many dishes for you, many new dishes, and keep on serving you in a most attractive manner on the platter on a day-to-day basis. But I cannot eat for you. And unless you eat, you will not be satiated. In the same way, on a day-to-day basis, I keep on sharing insights, sharing the deeper aspects of life in a very decorative, appealing manner. But if you are not interested in tasting it, so your conditioning comes in. You ask first of all, if you are follower of Raj Yoga, does this food have onion and garlic? Is it cooked Vaishnava way, the scriptural way? Or if you are Hare Krishna, does it have mushrooms? Because it happened once, mushroom was growing on something there, said that they're on a dead cow. So Ascon people don't eat mushrooms. They have forgotten that mushroom farming is very scientific now. If you are a Muslim, you don't know the meaning of word halal, and everything you want to know if it is halal. I recall an incident. One of the person who was working in one of the supermarket in the section, so I knew him for a long time. I told him that I will bring a packet of chicken masala for you. You know what he asked me? Is it halal? Does he know what does this word halal means? And halal refers to what? He wants to know if potato is halal. Can it be possible? So these are the ignorances. You are not interested in tasting the food. You are not interested because you are conditioned. When I used to go the Gurdwara, the Sikh temple, they will ask me to say something, but they will put a condition, only speak for 5 minutes. All right, I will finish in 2 minutes. Then do not speak on the other things. So there are people who listen to me when I am speaking on the Sikh, I am speaking on Sikh aspect. There are those who are belong to Islam or Sufi, they only interested in when I am talking about the Sufi talks. And whenever a Sufi post is posted, they will read it, like it, but not the others. So with this, how can there be transformation? Transformation requires overall checkup of your system, making the changes into it, and all that is important. A positive mind will start with the rose, with the flower, and once you are in communion with the rose, once you know the beauty, the life, the unearthly flowering, thorns will disappear. It is that what is your focus in life? There is a word that each one of you use vehicles, and the word for the vehicle is car, C-A-R. What does C means to me? C means change that you can change. C means that change that which you can change. There are many things which you can change around you. Then A means accept what you cannot change. There are many things that you cannot change. You cannot change the attitude of the people around you. So you accept it, this person is like that. Then R. R means rise above all that you cannot change. This is my approach to life. So when I rise above means when I am standing at the level of the problems is of the same magnitude. You see their magnitude. You can magnify the problems. But when you rise above, you go to the higher plane. From there, when you are looking, that problem will not look magnified. It will look very trivial. And then the same stone that is on the way, in your way, can be used as a stepping stone. So C, change what you can. A, accept all that you cannot change. Rather than grumbling that the son don't listen to me, the wife says, husband don't listen to me, he does things his way. You cannot change outwardly. You can change. A man can dress as a woman, but you cannot change his walk. A man can pretend to be holy, but his inner attitude will not change. When you are wearing the Indian garbs, male or female, there is a particular elegance attached to it, which includes the gestures, the walk. In the West, when you are wearing the other type of clothes, gestures, walk, and everything is different. So when you are putting on an Indian garb, the female garb, you need to have the whole approach to it. That's why in the movies, the actors or actresses, they have to go through rehearsal. If they are portraying a particular character, that their mannerism, walks, everything should be in harmony with that character. Now in dance, there are very subtle movements. A woman is sitting coyly like a bride with drape on her face, wants to look at her would-be husband or spouse, but she is quiet because she does not want others to notice that she wants to look at her spouse. The drape is falling over her face. So the dance movement, the Kathak exponent shows the drape is there, he uses the finger like this and finished, and she has a glimpse of it. This is what you have to, and you are performing the role, a particular role, you have to infuse yourself into it. And this is what the life is. The moment you cannot change that person who is around you, maybe your wife, maybe your husband, maybe your son, maybe your daughter. We try to impose on them our views, but we do not want to give our love to them. If you share your love, then what will happen with that lovingness? The things will begin to mellow. If you are aggressive and you want your son or daughter to act your way, but you are behaving in an aggressive manner, you cannot bring about the change in that person. First and the foremost criteria is accept the person as it is. It creates an opening for you in that person. Then he will be willing to listen to you. And when he begins to listen to you, then you can make the change can happen on its own. So positive, the three things: change what you can, accept what you cannot, go beyond that which you cannot change, rise above that which you cannot change. So what will happen? The problem that was magnified at your level where you are standing, when you rise above that, the problem will look very trivial. It will not bother you. You have started, this is what the positive mind is, this is what assertive mind is. You rose and you saw the rose flower, you are in communion with the flower, and once you know the beauty, everyone, remember William Shakespeare's one sentence, none so vile upon this earth that live. Everyone has something good to give. Even in a person that against who you have many complaints, be your wife or husband, or your son or daughter or brother or sister, anyone must have something good in that. Look at that. What is good in that person? What our focus goes on? Atheist mind. Atheist does not mean not believing in God. You're believing in God, but you are atheist. You believe in Jesus, but you does not believe in that this man has even a single quality in him. The moment you start seeing the single quality, the being, the beauty, the fragrance, you are, whether you believe in God or not, is not important to me. What is important, you are willing to see that there is very small, that goodness that you have seen in that person, and that becomes your attention to communicate with that person. That is, although that is a small peephole, but through that rays of sun can enter into your dark corner, into his dark corner. Through that, the light of awakening will enter in that person. He will be willing to listen to you because you have stopped complaining. You have become assertive. You are using the positive approach towards. This is what theist is, believer. Believer does not mean in the broadest sense. You have to give, rather than whatever is the standard, the meaning of a particular word. You have to give, everyone gives a meaning to that word according to his own consciousness. So then the unearthly flowering, and with that thorns will disappear. And one who has known the rose in its beauty and fragrance, in its highest possibility, is the one who has looked deep into it. The both thorn and the flower are getting their nourishment from the roots. The roots are same. From the roots, the thorns are nourished. Then you can say thorns are to protect the flower. So that person, so sometimes because of the constant bickering by the elders, the children develop an attitude as an armor around them to continue what they want to do. The eyes filled with the rose are different now. Now the thorns will look like the protection for the flower. They will not be enemies of the flower. They will look just like the part of the process of happening of the flowers. Now, this mind will know that this flower happens and these thorns are needed for it. Thorns protect the flower because these flowers, these thorns, these flowers, because of the thorns, this flower could happen. The positive mind feels grateful even to the thorns. And this approach deepens. A moment comes when thorns disappear. The thorns become flowers. The same thing that you used to complain in a person, you start appreciating. With the first approach, the flower disappears, or the flower even becomes a thorn. With the positive mind, with the assertive mind, with the theist mind, you can get the state of mind which is non-tense. With a negative mind, you will always be in conflict, in tension. So, with so many miseries all around, such a negative, inventive mind goes on revealing miseries and hells all around. That is what we are living. Life is both. In the life of a plant, of a rose, there are flowers, there are thorns. In 24 hours, there is sun and darkness, light and dark. During the time of Buddha, there was a famous teacher. His name was Sanjay Vilitiputta. He was an absolute negative thinker. Buddha thought of 7 hells. So someone came to Sanjay and told him that Buddha said there are 7 hells. Sanjay said, "Go and tell your Buddha he does not know anything. There are 700 hells." Now Buddha's understanding is different. Buddha's understanding is different. He does not know anything, only 7. There are 700 hells. When you talk about misery, if I ask you, you will say there are infinite miseries in life because you are looking at in a different way. There are 700 hells, Sanjay said, and I have counted all of them. If you have a negative mind, then even 700 hells are not enough. There will be infinite number of miseries around you. You are driving, there is traffic. People are giving you bad drive. No one giving you chance. Keep on counting it. I can give you the numbers. The traffic is moving slow. The rain falling. The people supposed to go to the left, they're supposed to be in this lane, but they are in that lane and they're blocking the traffic. Go on in numerous number of negative things. You will find more and more. There is no end to it if your mind is negative, atheist. The positive mind can be non-tense completely. This is how the person is driving. The people are driving with their windows up. And if someone gives them a bad drive, they start using the obscene language. So sometimes I say that, does that person listen to you? Your window is up, your sound is not going out, and it cannot enter that person. He said, doesn't matter. I have to say, yes, you say that is your way. But again, another thing is this: if there is a television in your living room, you are watching, your son is watching, your wife is watching, someone else is watching, and everyone has a remote in their hand. So you like politics, your son likes the sports, your wife likes the soap operas. So each one of them will go on changing the channels. Can you see, have you given a remote control to everyone around you to change the channels in your television screen? And what is your television screen? That your mind. That keeps on projecting things, keeps on bringing out the dialogues, the words. So when someone says, I have not given anybody a remote, instead I don't need the remotes, because my screen plays only one. And if you like in my audio system in the car, there is a flash drive which has recorded the songs that I have done it. So they keep on playing the same song. They let's say 10, they keeps on playing the same thing. You get bored. That why you are eating the same thing over and over again, every day the same thing? Because you do not see the reason behind it. The problem is somewhere else. mind and you say the same thing, but are you eating the same thing? Who is going to remind you that you are eating the same item every day? But you don't say anything about the water. Same water you are drinking every day, morning, evening, day and night. You don't get bored about it because this you have accepted it. But when it comes to vegetable, every day the same vegetable. You don't say about rice, everyday rice. You don't say about the water, but you say about certain things. So you have to look into, if you have a negative mind, even 700 is not enough. You will find more and more, and there is no end to it. With a negative mind, the door is closed for tranquility, for stillness, for silence. The negative mind is self-perpetuating for misery. It keeps on generating miseries, hells around you. Everything you have a problem. And for that we use a word, three-letter word, but. He is good, but. She is very good, but. Why this Mr. But or Miss But comes in always in your conversation? Someone asks you, how is your son? He's good, but he's lazy. If he is good, focus on what he has the qualities. Be assertive. Sow the seeds of assertion into him that the other gets less and less. With the negative mind, the door is closed for tranquility, for stillness, for silence. The negative mind is self-perpetuating for misery. How can it jump towards choicelessness? That is your conscious choice. My grandmother, whenever anybody will touch her feet, as a blessing, she will say, be always happy. So that as a child, as a growing up boy, I did not understand. I say, why you say all these things? Every time you say that, be always happy. Then I realized happiness is your choice. You have to choose a particular circumstance and situation. Is there is traffic on the road, because you want to reach, you leave late, you have to reach 3 o'clock, but you leave 5 to 10 and you are grumbling. You're not seeing that around this time there will be traffic, so you leave early and you give enough time. So maybe with that you may reach before time, maybe you reach 5 minutes after. But if any time you are reaching late for the meeting, give a call to the person that I am on the way, I'll be 5 minutes late or so. Immediate response comes in, that's not a problem, that's okay. So you are choosing yourself. So you have, for some reason or the other, you could not leave when you wanted to leave because a customer came in or somebody came in. So you leave. Now there is not enough time to go through the traffic and reach. So instead of worrying about it, observe the situation. And now we have ways and means. We have the apps, so you can check how long you will take the destination to reach the destination, and you say that it seems that immediately the Waze or Google Map will tell you that from here, and aware of the traffic, it will point out to you that you will take 20 minutes to reach there. Okay, well, Mr. Such and such, I am on my way. There is a little traffic on the road. I will be reaching approximately 20 minutes late. Is it okay for me to come in? Yeah, it's okay. You can come in. Or better we leave it for tomorrow morning. So you have made a choice. You have made a way to approach the situation, and you are You have not created a hell around you. Krishnamurti goes on talking about choicelessness, and the audience is negative. The person is negative, and you are telling him to be choiceless. They listen, but they never understand. And when they do not understand, what happens? Krishnamurti gets disturbed because they are not understanding him. Only a positive mind can understand things. If your mind is negative, you cannot understand it. So first, before you go into choicelessness, you have to switch over from the negative mind to the positive mind. You have to be the assertive mind. You have to be all accepting mind. If you are not accepting things the way they are, if you do not accept the traffic, that there is traffic, and did not accept, if you do not accept that for some reason or the other you did not leave, you did not give enough time to the situation, then what will happen? So it is your own fault, but because it is your own fault, that's all right, that's okay, that doesn't matter. But if you are assertive, you say, no, I must not reach late. I have given a person a time, I must reach there. If I am not able to reach, then I must give a call to the person that for some reason or the other, I am not able to reach, so I'll come tomorrow instead. But this is the way the life is. So if you don't give, the person doesn't care whether you come or not, doesn't matter, because you know the attitude of the people. If you are, they will wait for your call. Only a positive mind can understand what he is saying, but a positive mind need not go anywhere, neither to Krishnamurti or to me or anyone else. Where only a negative mind is search of a teacher, a master, or something. The moment your mind is assertive, positive, you are the master of your own. You have transcended. You have found the way to go. To talk to the negative mind about choicelessness, about going beyond duality, about living both negative and positive is meaningless. Will not understand that. So I have to keep on giving more and more examples. That is what I have to do. Keep on giving you more and more examples, like the bulb, the stove, walking, this and that. Not that it is untrue. It is true. But it is meaningless. The one who is listening must be taken into account. The one is more important than one who is talking. As I see, you are negative. First, you need a transformation from negative to positive. So, through my approach, I switch over from one programming to the other. When you go to the IT person and he gives you a program, the problem mentioned that you are having, he switches over the system a little bit. So what is my role is to switch over your system is more important. You need to switch over from negativity to positivity, from your saying no to your becoming a yes there. Anything that you ask, if you have problem with your wife or son or daughter, anything you say, you want to go there? No. You want to eat this? No. Then afterwards, you have going and digging up in the kitchen what it is available to eat. you have, and through that, you have to see how you have the opening in an individual. How, first of all, you have to create an opening in the person, then slowly and slowly, then you have to make what you call advances towards that person, so that he or she is willing to listen to you. With a negative mind, negative approach, he will never be open to listen to you. Only then, when you have attained a positive attitude, can you take a jump into choicelessness. And that will be easy, very easy then. So first of all, you have to switch from one program to another, from negative programming to the positive programming. Then you can switch over to choicelessness. Misery cannot be renounced. It is difficult, but you cling to it. Only happiness can be renounced. When you are happy, this may sound a little unfamiliar with you. You are miserable, you want to leave misery. You can never leave the misery. You can never leave the miserable life. So that's why you renounce, you leave, and you become against it. So you decide that you are not going to have any relationship with anyone. You're not going to marry anyone because it's always a problem. To have a boyfriend or a girlfriend is always a problem. So you cling to your own thinking. Only happiness can be renounced, because then you know, when you renounce the negative and you gain positive and a positive happiness, then it is possible. So this we will take it in tomorrow's session to continue. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day. And remember, like a chef, I am creating dishes and putting on the buffet table for you to come and choose and taste what you like. But if you decide not to come, not to listen, or before you go to the buffet table, you ask so many questions, if it is halal, if it is without onion and garlic, if it is cooked with, the Vaishnava food is cooked with ghee, clarified butter, not with oil or anything. So then go somewhere else. Then I am not the right person for you. You cannot do the cooking. I can cook and serve you in a very attractive manner, well decorative dishes. So this is what I am doing on a day-to-day basis with talks and all these things, bringing out this and that and so on. My approach towards the life is assertive, positive. There is nothing wrong. It's an approach. If you have your own inhibitions about certain things, then you cannot be positive. If you are lost into your own sex or things, then you will not be free to talk about that. And when you are assertive and talking about sex, then you will not feel the way you will feel otherwise. You will find, oh, this can also be the way, the approach towards looking. When I gave the examples about it, that sex is oceanic. But you are living like a pond where there is no movement. Energy moves. River have two shores. source is flowing this way, parallel to the flow of the current, but waves go from one side to the other. So your sex energy is waving from one shore to the other, male to the female, female to the male. Not that two energies are merged into one another and you are flowing with the river, the current of life. And that is so what it is here. So when it comes to a particular book on any topic, first I look at it, how the topic has been chosen. Go into the topic is important. Then the back page is important. The third thing goes my attention is what are the contents. The topic is chosen in a one particular way. Does the topic, the caption of the book and the content have any harmony between these? And how, what approach, what way the author is taking the reader to journey through the caption, the title of the book, and how he is bridging and waving. Is it flowing? Someone has told me one of the book, Life, Love and Light, written by one of the person of the German descent, that the book seems like it is like a flowing. Once you start, you do not want to stop it. The first word she used, life. Life means what? Beginning, birth. With birth, you come into life. And this life, like you built a new house, what you did first, you put the electrical connections throughout the house. Life come in. So you decide that you want to electrify the house. This is this room, this will be this room, this is the kitchen. So kitchen, the system will be slightly different. Then, so life comes in. Then the life must end in the light. You build the house, it is basic, it does not have any amenities. So you need to build the house, and you need to draw joy, pleasure, happiness, relaxation when you are in the house, and all the comforts, light. How is she bridging the two? Through love. Love bridges life and light. So this gives me the person has really understood the topic. What topic she chooses? Life. There is, what question comes up? What is life? Do you know what is life? Then in life, you need relationships. What are the different natures of relationship? Relationship is a trauma. Relationship is a blessing. So she has categorized the many chapters on relationship. Then sex as an energy. All these, and then other things. So that's how when you look at a particular book or a topic or a person, you look at it how he is relating these different things in the process to become a process of transformation or transcendence for you. The purpose of your cooking the food is to give the satiation to the people who are eating. So first, the smell of it, then the looks of the food, then the taste of the food. So what I am talking about, what are you smelling today that I am serving you? Then you look at it, how it has been presented. the looks. Then after tasting this or after listening to the talk, are you feel satiated? Or there is a slight change in your approach or attitude or understanding about the words that has been spoken, about the food, the way it you have known it. You have known the food in a particular way, looks like a hospital food, tasteless, or the food for the sick mind. But is it served in that way, or it is something beyond that you have known? This particular potato, you have known only one way of eating potato. But the master chef can cook many dishes out of potato, can cook the potato in many different ways, through fusion, through many things there. So the smell comes to you, the looks comes to you, then finally the taste comes of you. And then the after effect of the taste, oh, this person is beautiful, is a very excellent chef. So the same way master is a chef who creates the dishes for you, presents it in a different way. So only this much for this morning. Until tomorrow we continue the same thing, and then we take another question. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.